Jeremy, what is the latest in Lamar's contract negotiations with Baltimore?
Yeah, well, Max, Lamar Jackson used that line nearly 10 times in about 9 minutes spent with the media on the podium there. He was making clear that that's all they've done is just had a talk here in Baltimore. He met with GM Eric DeCosta. They had an in-person conversation. So that's the good news for the Baltimore Ravens because there hadn't been a lot of that leading up to this point. And so the Ravens are optimistic that they can get something done, but Jackson himself made no promises because he used that same company line when I asked him point blank, would he play week 1 in the absence of an extension? And so there's still a little bit of mystery out here, and it's clear that his market is going to be in that upper echelon, $40+ million per year, and it's uncertain whether the Ravens will get there. They are prepared to use the franchise tag in 2023 if it comes to that.
Wait, you asked him and he said we're having a conversation about whether he would be there week 1?
It's certainly possible, and he left that door open. Now, he also said to a separate question about his style of play and worrying about that without a new deal, he said, look, I just play football. I'm not worried about that at all. You heard it in the previous sound that he is his own man, and he makes that clear. So all bets would say that he would play regardless. And I did speak to a source who's been briefed on Jackson's situation, has been involved, who said that Jackson has the sort of resolve to go through this. If he had to play it year to year without a new deal, he believes that he stands on his own and could do that and still get a monster contract down the road.
Ooh, thank you, Jeremy Fowler, as always. We're going to play some hot news or not news with this probably tomorrow on the radio, Jeremy. Lamar Jackson made his first start in Week 11 of 2018. Since then, he's led all quarterbacks in rush yards, tied for second with 20 rushing touchdowns, also ranks 6th in total QBR, and has the 8th most combined pass and rush TDs since being named Ravens starter. Pretty good. MVP, he's beaten the Chiefs. He's won a playoff game now, just keeps taking these steps, Riddick. Lewis, what is the absolute minimum that should get Lamar back on the field week 1?
Absolute minimum? Look, yeah. I think, obviously, if you want to look at a APY, an average per year basis, if I'm Lamar, I'm thinking, look, the absolute minimum that I would settle for is 43 per year, right around Josh Allen's range. But look, what I'm asking for, and quite honestly, he talks about having resolve. I think the thing, look, and I'm not him, I'm not in his shoes, but I think what I would be advising him, and if I were him, I would probably be thinking, look, I don't care if you think Deshaun Watson's deal was negotiated in a vacuum. It's a unique situation. It's the Cleveland Browns. They were desperate. They needed a franchise quarterback. It's a one-off. It's not really a relevant comparable. I would use that as a negotiating point, as a comparable. $230 million fully guaranteed, because that's really what matters here. APYs don't really matter. It's what's fully guaranteed at signing. What do I get when I put pen to paper? That's where I would be starting with. Because look, you saw the statistics that were just put up there on the screen, right? We just saw as far as what his QBR and what his rushing touchdowns and passing touchdowns have been since he has come into the league. And look, and I also know this, if you really want to kind of look at some well-rounded statistics over the past 3 years, there's been some regression in terms of his accuracy throwing the football in the middle of the field, which is where he has excelled, and his accuracy from throwing the football in the pocket. You could also make the argument that they haven't really helped him at wide receiver. So there's a lot of point-counterpoint as far as what exactly is Lamar's value. But I do know this, they win games, and they score a lot of points when he's on the football field as opposed to when he's not. So really, it's all about that guaranteed money, and 230 is what is stuck in my head. That's $230 million.
Yeah, I mean, Deshaun Watson was really sort of like a free agent. It was a weird situation. That's got nothing to do with Lamar. I don't care how he got it. He got it. I want it too, right?
Exactly.
Hey, we all have a lot of advice for Lamar. Oh, he should do this, he should do that. But by playing it his way, Lewis, and just by being cool and waiting, he's probably made whatever this contract's going to be at least $50 million extra dollars, right? How do you think, quickly, we don't have a lot of time, how do you think he's handled this whole situation?
Look, remarkably well, considering this is something that is life-changing for him, and he's doing it on his own with obviously the help of some financial advisors who are, instructing him along the way. That's a lot of pressure for a young man like that who plays a high-stakes game every time he's out there on the football field by virtue of the way he plays. Look, I commend him. I tip my hat to him. I just hope he's able to get everything that's coming his way in a positive way. But yeah, I commend him for being as patient, as calm, and as cool as he has been so far, considering what's at stake.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.